happen now, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen any other day. So always be prepared. And the key thing is you've got to have fun. Now, I've got a lot in today's program with a very interesting person. But before I do that, we have a 1-year anniversary of the station, Omega TV. And it's been quite a lengthy period. The anniversary, of course, of the launch is what I'm talking about. Because we should have, when we did the launch, so many people turned up. And we had quite a lot that happened on that day, dancers and so on and so forth. Everything is there anyway on our website, in case you missed it. And it's there on record. It was wonderful. And the anniversary is just, around the corner of the day that we enjoyed ourselves. And we are still going to celebrate it in our own way. And we'll definitely let you know what is going to happen during this period. Now, what have I got in today's program? A very interesting person, but this is it. What is going on in Zimbabwe now is a question we're going to try and answer in today's program. Has the country moved on from Robert Mugabe's era? You're all aware about that, if you're an African. It's been 45 years since Zimbabwe got her independence. And like most African countries, it has been through the usual ups and downs, the failures and the success. That is where Africa is, the ups and downs. Right. President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who replaced Robert Mugabe, has struggled to move the country forward from the post-Mugabe era. The question is he succeeding? And where is he going with Zimbabwe? What about the ordinary Zimbabweans? What do they think of their country? What changes do they need and are helping each other despite supporting different political parties? Because that is where Africa has been and Africa is. You may be supporting a different party, but the one fact remains you're a Zimbabwean, you're Ugandan. So regardless of what is going on in the country, regardless of your dispute, but the interest of the country should come first. That's what we're always telling Africans to do. Now, with me in the studio is Ezra Tshisa Sibanda, a broadcaster and journalist from Zimbabwe, a man I've known for, I don't know, maybe 15 years or so, more than that actually, when we were both doing Voice of Africa Radio. Very interesting DJ, very interesting person, and very interesting as far as, and very knowledgeable as far as Zimbabwe is concerned. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Omega TV. I want to say congratulations. Omega TV is 1 year old, and I'm so pleased because we've been doing great work for Africans all over the world. Thank you.
Okay. Now, what's going on in Zimbabwe? It used to be called the breadbasket of Africa. There is a lot. The breadbasket of Africa is no longer the breadbasket of Africa. It's now, I don't know whether it is the basket is either the basket is the bread or the bread is the basket. I don't know. What's going on in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is undergoing difficult period. At the moment, the economy is not good.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of industries have closed, but mainly they say it was caused by sanctions which affected Zimbabwe for years. Sanctions which were bestowed on Robert Mugabe when he started these land invasions and all those things. So a lot of companies end up closing down because of sanctions. But at the moment, what is really having us or giving us problems as a country is corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption.
It's Africa's biggest problem.
It's a cancerous.
It's a cancer. It's everywhere.
It's a cancer. Yeah. So Zimbabwe is a beautiful country, and like we are saying, we've got everything.
Yeah.
We talked about tourism. We talk about the people, the hospitality which Zimbabweans can give you.
Yeah.
We've got almost everything. I think in terms of his hospitality and the way we treat other people, Zimbabwe remains number one. It's said that the economy is not good for people, hence all this migration, people coming to UK, going to other countries of the world, looking for greener pastures. But in terms of the country, our country is the best in the world.
Of course, you have to say that. You have to say that your country is the best in the world. Mnangagwa is moving away from Robert Mugabe's era. He's trying to correct most of Robert Mugabe's mistakes.
Yes.
And from what I've read and from what I've seen, he's disassociating himself with most of what Robert Mugabe did over the past year. And he's trying to build an image for himself and an image for the country in a different way. And that is why most Zimbabweans criticized him when the white farmers were paid almost 350 billion, as a part of a compensation. Do you think he will succeed in moving away from the era, from Mugabe's era, or it will follow him all along?
It's been difficult. Like I said, it is because of the corruption, and he might be trying up there at the top, but where the problem is, most of the people who worked under Robert Mugabe regime
are still the same people.
They are still the same people. I wish what he could have done, he should have removed everybody and started afresh. Because I believe that they are sabotaging him.
Okay.
If he's got good intentions, we have seen his plans, we have seen what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But the problem is the middlemen, the people there in between him and the people in government departments.
Yeah.
Most of them, they are corrupt. And what we are saying is development. Yes, there are signs of development.
Yeah.
But there's so much frustration with the way things are. They're taking time. And the party himself, like you're saying, he wants to change from Robert Mugabe and do good for the country. Sadly, there are some who are actually sabotaging him. Unfortunately, maybe the head of state doesn't realize that there are people who are sabotaging him.
He doesn't realize that?
I don't think so. I think he doesn't realize that, because if you look at the projects which are there, Kuwait has done quite a lot of projects, but they don't come to fruition because of the people who've been given tenders to do those things. Find people
they're doing something different.
Yeah, you find the people that we can given to construct bridges, to construct dams, to construct roads. You find that it takes years. It's taking years and years and years not being fulfilled. Which I believe
and the money disappears.
Yes, of course, because if a project takes over 15, 20 years to construct, then there might be issues with that. And I don't know, the head of state knows that, but I believe the people winning the tenders, the people who are getting all these tenders to do things, they're not delivering, but they've collected the money from the government.
Okay. I want us to move away a little bit from the government and move to some of the work that you've done.
Yes.
And I've been going on and seeing the work on the internet and, the films and issues that, where you've gone. I have to congratulate you on that, where you have done fundraising for ordinary Zimbabweans, those who are sick, those who need medical help, those who are really school fees and other things for their children. There's a lot that you've really covered that if I'm to sit here, I could probably be here the whole night. Where's that passion come from? And the success rate of that? Few journalists have really ventured into Zimbabwe to do that.
I believe in doing things for ourselves. A lot of people just say, no, let's wait for the government. Why should we wait for the government? It is up to us. We are many. Zimbabweans are talking over 3.5, 4 million who are outside the country. If all of us get together, we can actually construct and do things where we come from. If our rural area, your hometown and all that. So therefore, I've seen people who are suffering, saying in hospital there's no medication, there's no one to help. So I go use my popularity and appeal to people to say, come on, Steve needs this. And the people start donating. I started that even during the COVID era. We managed to equip one of the biggest hospitals, Zimbabwe hospitals. We put PPIs, we put everything there. We've taken school kids, some orphans to school. People dropping out of school because of school fees, which I find that education should be a right. So that's why I said there's no way, because this child doesn't have parents, doesn't have relatives, should be abandoned and not to go to school. So I try to fundraise for that and pay for them. Fortunately enough, some are already graduated, and the bad part of it is that it's employment. There's no employment. But the one thing for sure, I believe if people get together and then try to say, no, why should we always wait for the government or for NGOs or for donors? We can do it. If Steve comes from Walthamstow, the people of Walthamstow should get together and build their own clinic. If so and so comes from Hackney, same thing. So if Ugandans or Ghanaian people, they see that in their own area where they come from, something is needed. Why should you always say the government will do it, the government will do it? Yet the person suffering is you and your families or your neighbors. These people in top, in government offices and all that, when they need treatment, when they need hospital, they fly out of the country and got treated somewhere. So let's do it for our people.
Okay. One other thing. Are you appreciated for this? Do you get an appreciation from the government or from anyone else as far as this is concerned? Because when I watched, people make comments, but then nobody's really come up to say, you know what? I think somewhere along the way, we need what this guy has done. There are so many rich Zimbabweans out there who could really stand in and say, I think I like what Ezra is doing. I think we either join him or we work with him on this project. Is that existing?
Not at all. I've never been. Just a few individuals who just write down that, thank you very much. And some of these awards which I get, but as you know, the awards, they carry no pen.
The art of giving doesn't exist there.
No.
Yeah, so, because seriously, the number of years you've traveled around and the men and people of Zimbabwe that you've seen and that you've worked with and that you have helped in a way, are you at some point thinking of political office? Because this is one area that you could actually be extremely successful.
Yes, I can, but the problem is to belong to a political movement. For instance, in our country, let's say I want to be the mayor of my own city. It forces me to belong to a political party. It's not like an executive mayor which is voted like here.
You can't do it on an individual level.
Yes, if there was a way that individuals are allowed to do it on their own. But when you're an individual, they don't vote for a mayor, they vote for political parties who then choose their own mayor.
Okay, whoever is going to...
I mean?
Yeah, we got that problem in Uganda as well. The system itself is such that you have to belong to a particular party.
So do you see that you leave people who can qualify to do a job on merit? Now you are forced. That party now goes on to say, whoever is doing more slogan than other, let's put him as a mayor. So you are killing the cities. But if you say on merit, let's choose whoever we see, let residents choose their mayor. Whether there is a political party or whatever, not the chosen one, because they vote for the councillors. So in Blawa, where I come from, my city, they say there are 39 councillors. Some belong to the opposite, some to the ruling party. Whoever has got the majority gets into be. You understand?
No, I think it's all about control, and that is where failures have been.
It's all about control.
It's all about control.
And then again, with this thing, when you belong to a party, I, for one, I don't take nonsense. Obviously, I'll challenge the leader. Therefore, I'll be recalled. And
that could be the end of your political career before it even begins.
No, because when we come to a meeting, when I'm told what to do, I don't like to be told, Steve, what to do. I want to say things I believe in. When I see this is wrong, I can't call it a color blue red when it's not. So now, because I belong to that political party, I now say, no, it is blue. When it's black, oh no, it's blue. Then I have to support that. And because if you don't, you've crossed them. Then
you've crossed the line.
To be recalled. You've crossed the line. So myself, after experiencing the First World and seeing democracies here, so I can no longer be just rigid to say, no, we want the aim is okay, this one, whatever lies he tells us, okay.
We go with that.
No, I can't do that. So that's why it's difficult for me to be in a political party.
Now, you've been holding talks with the village chiefs, cultural leaders, and I've seen quite a lot of that, both on the internet and everywhere. You talk to them, you explain to them whatever is going on. You know the musicians, you know the DJs, you know most of these things, people, but especially cultural leaders. My question is this, when you look at cultural leaders as such, because now Kenya and Uganda and other parts are trying to explore the area of how these cultural leaders could be engaged in politics. Maybe our politics, because the cultural leaders have existed ever time immemorial. They have been with us. The sons have inherited them, but there is something about the cultures that hold us, into account. and their traditions and the low cultural laws that are not written down. Now, do you think at some point we need to go back now to the cultural leaders and start saying, hey, hang on a minute, I think maybe we should involve them in politics, because politics has failed in Africa.
Politics has failed. But the problem is, in my country, those traditional leaders are already into politics, most of them. Of course.
Really?
They're into politics. You find some are actually members of parliament, and some they are senators. So they are into it, because traditional leaders,
it's a way of survival.
They are respected. You know, like I told you about the economy. When people are hungry, when people get nothing, they can do anything. If you tell, say, no, I don't want the Steve here. Of course, because I'm giving him bread. The person get rid of Steve. So that's where the politics in Africa is. But if there was a way that they made them apolitical, and then challenge the status quo and challenge those ones, no, we don't have this, and challenge the people, the members of parliament, challenge the government and all that. It would be helpful in terms of development.
Of course.
Because one, we have a way to demand accountability and demand that
exactly.
We also belong to this country. Why is my area behind? Why is my area, it doesn't have schools, don't have roads, don't have irrigation and all that. But the problem is they don't do that.
They don't do that.
No, they don't. They are just there. When they get ourselves, for instance, the chiefs are given cars, and they're given coupons for fueling. So the thing they can talk and challenge.
Oh, the thing is the
politics. Politics of food in Africa.
Political food. The mouth is closed. There's nothing else you can do. Now, there's a lot as far as since independence, 1980, Zimbabwe has their wounds that took place over the years that were never healed. The Bali is the Matabeleland crisis.
And 5th Brigade massacres.
Massacres. That one. And then it is several of these other disputes which have long existed between the intertribal wars and so on. And somebody wrote a book. I can't remember the name of the person, and it based in Zimbabwe. And he says, look, the truth and reconciliation that happened in South Africa never really took hold in Zimbabwe, and that could also be something that is maybe holding the country back from reconciling itself and working in harmony. Because if that happens, then the chances are, okay, I know I did you wrong, but I've said I'm sorry, and we're not going to continue with that. Do you see that thing happening in Zimbabwe? Because Mnangagwa mentions it, the president mentions it at the beginning, but now he's in office. That's the end of it. Because it will encroach him. He was a commander of the army that went to Matabeleland.
Right. He was a minister of state. Yes. He promised. Robert Mugabe didn't want to listen. He promised, but now what he has done is he has actually spoken to the chiefs, the traditional leaders, and they formed what you call reconciliation. Whereby they are getting what happened to the people. The chiefs from each area, people are asked to come and describe what happened, the victims. Yes, it is a trial, but I believe that
it won't be effective.
I believe that a lot of people seem to be shunning it.
Oh, really?
Yes, because what they want, I think if there was a way to find someone a closure about it, just like you said, maybe apologizing, and then moving forward. But what the president has done is a start, which is good, which I applaud. That unlike Robert Mugabe was just ignoring with nothing happening. But as long as they try to find all the victims, and maybe perhaps
if they're still alive,
victims, most of them are still alive. The relatives are there. Maybe the people that get compensated, because we can mourn and mourn forever. And nothing happens, and the people are aging, people are dying, and the people are growing. So if we're gonna mourn and keep quiet with no effort to address that, then we're not helping. It's not good for the cause. So what we need, here's a start. Then if that is corrected, that data of the victims and all what happened is collected, let's hear what he will say afterwards.
Okay.
Because at the moment, what I'm hearing is that they're calling upon all victims
to come forward.
Yeah, they actually, each chief in the village, everywhere in the village, they are gathered there to hear their stories. I don't know the people who are doing it. I believe that churches should have been involved as well.
Okay, the church,
yeah, to be part of, because the churches are good at counseling.
Oh yeah. It happened in South Africa. There were churches. Yes. There were churches involved in South Africa.
Yeah. So if churches were involved, as well as because they want traditional leaders.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are skeptical. They're saying the people are interviewing us.
Yeah.
Who are those people interviewing us?
Okay.
So I believe that if there was someone from the church, that the church is trusted. Some pastors, some, especially old churches, people still believe in those.
Yeah.
So when they are involved in that, like in South Africa, there was Desmond Tutu.
Oh yeah, there was. Yes. Yeah.
So when you do such things, I think it will be helpful. People can speak freely, and a lot of people. Actually, the question should never be in a panel where people are sitting there.
Yeah.
Some have got deep wounded scars.
Yeah.
It needed privacy.
Yeah.
Then we should talk on camera. Yeah. No, when you speak on camera, whereby you are not seeing direct.
Yeah.
Because a woman won't be comfortable in seeing 11 men and the 3 women sitting there and start narrating the rape ordeal. What happened to it? They won't.
Yeah.
So if there was a way of saying, no, some of these victims, we need an elderly woman, we need a sort of a pastor, senior people in church, and the chief somewhere there speaking to that person. Unlike the panel who somebody writing there, they are younger ones.
It's a bit embarrassing in a way.
Yes, a lot of people won't say it all.
Yeah.
Because already there are people they don't know, they don't trust them. Yeah. But one thing for sure is that it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
At least not to have it at all.
Yeah. If it's better than nothing, I think that's that's one of the best
because
things.
Because he could have decided to say, no, Robert Mugabe did it, I'm out of that.
Yeah, exactly. He
could have said, no, I was not the head of state.
Yeah.
That was Robert Mugabe. Yeah. So, but when he does that, I feel that people should take it, maybe appeal that the churches get involved, maybe appeal that other stories, someone should be asked, are you comfortable in talking?
Yeah.
When there is, maybe say, no, I just need to talk to a grandmother or some people there. You understand?
Okay, the sanctions. This is one of the things, as you've said, this is one of the things that hit Zimbabwe so badly. But then at the end of the day, Zimbabwe has managed to turn the leaf around, regardless of whether the sanctions are there or not. It has survived almost 20 years with the sanction, and it is a lot being
25 years.
25 years. You're looking at a lot with the other African countries that have contributed, and I think the economical structure that Mnangagwa is trying to do has started to yield some results. Whether it's not really coming up much, but Africa, the other African countries, Zimbabwe failing to deal with what other African country can come and do in Zimbabwe, because that seems to be an issue as well at some point, because people from Malawi, Tanzania and so on could have come in, or investors from Africa, because we are not all looking at that. Regardless of what,
No. The problem with the trade in Africa, each country wants to develop their own side.
Yeah.
For instance, I'll tell you, South Africa is rich as it is now because it's benefiting because of the problems in Zimbabwe.
Really?
Yes. If you look at it now, when you go to the markets and check the tourism, Victoria Falls, which is in Zimbabwe, is listed under South Africa. When they give these people from Australia, UK, America, they advertise Victoria Falls as part of it. You go to Cape Town, you go to Kruger National Park, you go to Victoria Falls.
Yeah.
Those people pay in packages.
Oh, yeah.
When they pay in packages, they be flown from South Africa
to Zimbabwe,
to Victoria Falls, via Zambia.
Yeah.
They cross and see the falls, take pictures, they're out. They're leaving nothing to the country.
Yeah.
You understand? So, problem in Zimbabwe, you might think that South Africa is failing. South Africa, to be honest, I'll tell you one thing, they wish things stay as it is in Zimbabwe. Because they're benefiting.
They've got a lot of Zimbabwean doctors, they got everybody's there.
Lots of people are there, they're actually benefiting big time.
Yeah.
Because of the issues Zimbabwe is having.
Yeah.
You see, look at the people who cross the border every day. They drove 30,000, 40,000 crossing to South Africa to buy stuff and take them to Zimbabwe.
Even to work, the biggest is...
No, to work is 3 million there. But I'm saying that they order stuff in South Africa, come to sell in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Things which you are consuming, most of them come from South Africa.
Wow.
So South Africa, they will love Zimbabwe to remain the same. This is what they enjoy. When Zimbabwe has got a problem, look at the coaches. You check the busiest border in Africa is the Beitbridge. Now, we're comparing with the Egypt one. So the busiest border now. Because you are talking of people going back and forth to South Africa to order stuff. So will I want Zimbabwe to be okay? To flourish?
Yeah, lose all the money.
Yeah, they said no. Yeah. South Africa will allow Zimbabwe to remain it is.
Yeah.
Because they enjoy. They're enjoying. The countries developing, Zimbabweans there, build the stadium for the World Cup, are working restaurants, are working everywhere, despite the abuse they are getting from the South Africans. This Tutula movement, chucking them out, even when they go for medical care, they go to a clinic,
I've seen some of those videos.
Yeah, you saw a woman giving birth outside, was chucked out. So if really the South African government cares, why don't they stop those people? Get arrested, because those are people not coming from the state. They are not coming from the police. They are individuals. You saw a Nigerian man standing up against them.
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
It says I pay tax in this country. But will that guy do the job which Nigeria is doing or which Zimbabwe is doing? They do not work. So, but they believe that these people are taking our jobs, lying. You see, misleading people. You take someone on a bed in hospital, dying, saying out,
get out. Get out.
And the security, the hospital watch that, doing nothing. Police don't come. They don't do anything.
Could we say the Pan-African movement and the thoughts and ideas of Nkrumah and the others were never properly taught to us as Africans? Because I talked to a South African man who was in exile in Uganda years ago when Idi Amin was in office and the apartheid was still going on in South Africa. And we had so many South Africans, we had so many Zimbabweans who were coming in. At the time, things were not that very good with Zimbabwe. So Africa welcomed all of them, regardless of what. Now things are turning. They are okay. The country's got what it has and all that. And they are looking at us as people who are coming in to take jobs and stuff like that. And he was explaining to me, he says, no, I think the concept is such that the government itself and the white people themselves and even South African themselves have not been properly taught that, listen, regardless of whether the man is here for a job or he's your brother, tomorrow he might go in his country as well. This whole issue, does it has to go with education?
You see, with what Nkrumah did for Africa, why they fought the regimes and removing the white people. They wanted one Africa, a united Africa. And they wanted to be together. This is why when people doing liberation struggles, they were going to Ghana, South Africa, they're coming to Zimbabwe. Each country, whenever it got independence, was helping another country to get independent. But these guys from the West knew what is happening. How do we benefit from the resources of Africa? We need to divide and rule. Let's create anarchy. When they create anarchy like what they are doing in DRC, they benefit a lot. That war in DRC is not the terrorists or the DRC people. It is the people who are benefiting from there. Look at these wars. They are in countries where
so many resources.
You won't find any other country with no resources having all these disturbances. You see. This is why when they saw Libya flourishing, what did they do to Libya? So they do those disturbances, and a lot of people, they'll be hiding behind and doing all that damage. Because they'll create, let's say, Steve Seeker. If you go there and do this, we'll give you 3 million for your campaign. Destabilize that, so that they come in. You understand?
It still goes back to our failures to educate ourselves on these issues. Because if you're going to give me the money, when I have the deep Pan-Africanism...
Greediness. Africans are greedy. When you get money, you don't want to see me and all these other people. You want to be, I'm alone, Steve, with riches. This is what is killing Africa.
Now, the Chinese are in Zimbabwe.
They're taking advantage.
They're taking advantage of Zimbabwe. And I've seen quite a lot. And with all the money that I understand, the 3.5 billion, which was given to white farmers, most of the money came from China.
I don't know about that. But what I know is that the Chinese have penetrated the whole of Africa, taking advantage that the West doesn't want to deal with Africans, some of the African states.
Yeah.
So the Chinese are looking at the loophole, and they came in there, they offer. We can do this for you, we pay you with this. Who can refuse such offers? This is why Chinese are penetrating. The only problem with the Chinese, when they come, they loot. And again, they don't care about that country. They just want to destroy and take whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, because they've seen how the West has done it, so it's a question of saying, okay, if the West has done it that way, I think we can also benefit from this.
But the difference with the West, they were building infrastructures and doing it for the people. While they're stealing money, the Chinese, they don't care. They abuse our people. They beat up our people. You see what they do. I saw some being deported from Rwanda. The Kagame introduced a very strict law. And I think several of them were deported. And Africa now is being killed by religion.
They
do. That's why Kagame applauded him. He closed 4,000 churches. The churches. You can't me and you when you've got a church, then I decide to form mine, and then the other one who comes to me forms his, and all that. So a lot of religion.
The churches wouldn't be bad. Somebody suggested something which Martin Luther King Jr. did in America when he started he started an organization that combines all churches, most of the churches in Georgia and other states. It's something to do with the one particular organization, where if you have to be a member of that organization in order to start a church. In other words, that bit of control where a pastor doesn't have too much power.
In my country, in the South Africa and all that, there's no control. Anyone, if you see the industry which is growing fast,
it's the
in
church.
Zimbabwe, the church. Every corner there's a church. Every 100 meters there's a church. You hear the noise, the singing in the morning. Every street where they were some shops, where we had some good businesses, all tend to shop because people can't afford rent, and the church people, they do help because members, they do pay. You find that somebody sacrifice without eating anything, but is giving that money to the church.
Really?
They put money. They will never say, let's buy a scan for the hospital. But when the pastor says, those want to give the tithe and all that, they'll come in the hundreds. And then they make money, big money, not untaxed.
No. I think Africa have to sit down and bring some kind of
religion in Africa. It is them white, and they are not. If you look at here in England, do they do that? No,
they don't do that. They don't do that.
It is us.
But it's all about control. I think. If we don't introduce the legislations that controls them, then you have a problem. And I thought it was only going to be South Africa, Uganda, Nigeria, there are a couple of other people, and I didn't expect Zimbabwe to have something similar.
Zimbabwe, churches. I know one church which was one now is about 21 branches. Each pastor, when he sees that is better, goes to form same church. They go all off.
Somebody left here as well and went and he started one. He was a very good engineer in Tottenham. The next time I heard, I was talking to...
He's good at churches.
I said, look, do you mean that engineer? In Tottenham.
He's a big bishop now, he's a big pastor.
He's a big pastor then. He's a big pastor there. I said, wow.
Can you imagine on a Sunday morning just raising a quick £8,000? Would you want to work? £8,000, people probably. And then during the week it comes 3,000, weekend 8,000. Like that, your whole life. Without sweating, my man.
Without sweating.
You just pray. You pray for them. That's it.
No, think about it as well. Why don't you start one?
I do not go to punish me.
You should start one as well. But seriously, when you look at the future of Zimbabwe now, and Mnangagwa has had quite a lot, and there is a lot, of course, the changes that he's been talking about he's going to do, and some of the things, but then the negativities says that is being fought from within maybe the ZANU ruling party and so on. There is that element of at the back said, look, I think maybe because it took over from Robert Mugabe or something, there is something which is not quite right. Could this be something to do with the party itself, or is it something to do with individuals?
I think the party itself, they are divided in the party itself. So a lot of people, you know, those people, they love power, some of them.
Yeah.
So some of them, they are ambitious.
Yeah.
And so the party itself, I don't know, I don't want to say there's no control, but there's division. There's a huge division.
Is it also coming from the women? Because several women are trying to go through and within the party and even within the opposite party, then realize that the division is not only within the ZANU but with the other parties as well.
Yeah,
and that women, the role of women has come in.
Their constitutions, they talk about the role of women, that there should be a quota for women. And like in Parliament and the Senate. They do that, but at the moment, we don't know because no information comes out of the ruling parties meetings. It's not made public, it's not clear, so it's always speculation.
There's always a leak here and
there. They leak, but the problem with social media, sometimes the leaks they'll be fake. They'll be fake as someone creating just to try to cause all that. So if you rely on that as your news and say this is what's happening, you find yourself in trouble because you can't prove that is happening. But certainly you can tell by the way you saw that one was put on a camouflage. It belonged to ZANU before he was going on social media. Some of us cascaded him because we knew that he was not serious. He was telling that this is going to happen, this will happen. You see, they lie a lot is seeking attention. So you won't know whether somebody was looking for fame, but the same person was saying, I want the 4x4, I want the cars myself like them. You see, so these are jokers and clowns.
There's so many of them.
There are many of them, so we'll talk like that.
Now, to go back to your film career as well, and to some of the things that you've done, because I've been observing and I was thinking, you even covered Joshua Nkomo at some point when he was talking about Robert Mugabe's fears and so on that. You covered that sick baby was really, really very impressive, the one who had needed operation of the nose, and that was really, really one of the most impressive one I really admired. I have to thank you for that, because those campaigns pick out a picture of not just of you, of help, but of an individual who is behind that. Now, I'm coming always back to this, that there has to be something somewhere along the way that you picked these subjects to look at in helping fellow Zimbabweans.
As you know, that I didn't even start in Zimbabwe. When the Zimbabweans coming to this country during the early 2000s, running away from Robert Mugabe, I worked closely with the Refugee Council, and I helped quite a lot of Zimbabweans in this country. We fought for their cause. Remember those girls who were on hunger strike at the House Center? We fought that until we invited the Prime Minister's office. We lobbied for them, they were released, and then we helped to craft a document which says, which the British government ended up using, that Zimbabwe should never be deported. I actually crafted that with some people, 5 of us. We did that, and then they used that as a document not to deport Zimbabweans.
There is also something which hasn't, I remember this interviewing one former oil, he wasn't an oil minister, he was a mines, one of those people who are dealing with the mines a couple of years ago for radio, and he was talking about the road stewards, the road scholarship which was left behind by Cecil Rhodes, and it was only educating white Zimbabweans, but the entire scholarship was changed by Oxford, I think, or Cambridge, to include other black Zimbabweans. Is that scholarship still exist? Because it was worth a lot of money.
It was worth a lot of money, but now nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's still the
because they were actually saying that the scholarship is still existing and it goes to Zimbabwe. Now, who gets the scholarship from Zimbabwe? They don't know. It's selected few children of the top.
The problem in our country, like I said, they kept all what Robert Mugabe was doing. If it was changed, so that he is made public to be known, the criteria being used. No one knows. We hear that 200 have been given scholarship to go.
Yeah.
We don't know who are they,
Yeah.
how did they choose them, where they come from. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So it becomes a problem. I wish that there was like exams here. You go to the computer, you see why Steve Mulindwa was chosen. He excelled in this, blah, 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 blah. He's doing this. He comes from a poor background. This is why he got this scholarship. Then people understand. But when we hear the number being said, without knowing who are there, they go to Rhodes University in South Africa, you don't know those people. Who are they? How many? Who are they? How did they get
exactly. Are they Zimbabweans?
You can't even. We are told. So you just listen to the press statement, which says that 370 students have been awarded scholarship to study at Rhodes University.
Okay. Now, when it comes to, have you ever thought of doing investigative journalism? Because this is where some of these things would probably come out. Or there is the fear factor, or you have to think of your life.
I've seen, Steve, that you can try to work for the people, but nobody appreciates. We do investigations, we let it pay, and then at the end of the day, my own children will be suffering.
Exactly.
My wife will be suffering when I'm in prison. So sometimes you watch these things, you get all the facts, and they hold them here and think, do I need to do this? So
you think of yourself and you think of those behind you.
Again, when you know that no one is paying you.
Exactly.
So that's why I decided to do these things of charity work. Because I can get to the bottom of it. All those stories I can get, but how do I deal with it? What happens after that? Because there's a lot happening in government departments. Which is the top of the government leadership, the ministers and the head of state doesn't know. Quite a lot you find in passport offices, in all these departments. Quite a lot of debt is happening in the way. We've got it everything here, but what do we do with that?
You can't because even if you go and expose it, they will probably disappear. Because they are the government, they probably have
because or they use this new law, they arrest you. They put you in prison. And then what happens? You have to look for money for lawyer yourself. And then who is paying you? There's nobody who's paying you. You understand? Because all what I do,
it's a catch-22 situation.
But where the problem is, the things we are facing, especially in my country, Zimbabwe, is different from other countries. When I go in and do things which is against the government, other people from that ruling party, they like believe that you're a member of the opposition. When I try to find and make opposition accountable, they say, ZANU-PF is giving money to do this. You see what I mean? That's where the problem is. There is no such people who say, no, let's respect the job of a journalist like here in the Western world too. They don't care, Labour, conservative and all that. They let the journalists do their work. But in my country, Zimbabwe, you can't. They would think that you're taking a side. When I investigate, say, Steve, all of a sudden this tender happened, this. Said, is bought by my rivals to do this.
Exactly. It's bought. It's a catch-22 situation.
I wish they give me money, I'll be rich by now. Nobody gives me a penny. I suffer on my own. I use my own resources and to even when you see all those things, I travel driving my own car, going to get all this with no one saying thank you. This is fuel. This is what. No, nobody does that. But I do it because of the passion. Because my mother was so giving, and they taught me to give things to other people.
But then my worry is it has to reach an end at some point, because if you're tied up, the children are here, then you get tied up, bogged up, then
this is why
much as we want to do it, but the money aspect may come in and start affecting the kind of work that you do.
Because sometimes you're limited by resources. Because if I tell you the phone calls which come in here, some people tell you, come to my rural home, come to wherever, this is happening. They call all over. But how do I go? You see, now I'm overwhelmed by people saying, please, in this area, we are facing this.
Can you come and
see what is happening? We've got a DA who is doing this. We've got people stealing cake. They lost 100 head of cake just 3 weeks ago. And they see the person. It's a policeman who is dealing there. But no one is going to report.
Nobody is going to touch him.
No, because I'm not even around. They want me to come there, of which I can. Some of those things where I'm not afraid of the top people. I go. I'm a policeman. A policeman I do.
No, but you be careful. We don't want to lose you.
Yes.
We don't want to lose you. Because,
that's the thing. So you find that there are so many haters.
Yeah.
Because you'll be hated for standing for the truth and standing by what you believe in.
Yeah.
Because when you see something, if it's wrong, call it wrong. If it's right, let it be right.
Yeah.
But if you try to sugarcoat it and say, no, this is really correct, no. I'm not like that.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's all a question of trying to observe, to make sure that nothing really happens to you, because over the years, we've lost so many journalists in Africa.
And especially myself, you know how I left Robert Mugabe. All those things, it was tough.
Yeah.
And I survived that, crossing, going to the bushes, all portals closed, sealed. No one comes out looking for him, It wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't, and it was a dark chapter in Zimbabwe's history, really, because having fought such a long war, you succeed, you become president, and then you do the opposite of what you said you're going to do. It's such a big shame.
Yes. But what we think with him, that the current president allows everyone to work, and is not immune to criticism. You can criticize him. He doesn't care. He's there on Facebook, on social media. He gets attacked. If you look at his page, he's abused daily.
Yeah. The cartoons,
The cartoons, and even his page, they attack him. He doesn't lock them out. He allows, and they will operate. Even ourselves will operate in Zimbabwe. You remember telling Mugabe to say Mugabe must go. That was a prison.
Okay.
Just say Mugabe must go. It's a prison.
Yeah.
But this one, people talk even in the streets.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind. He's saying it's good for him, which
No, but then he's learning. It's a learning curve. He's learning something from it, and he probably says, okay, he sees where the loophole is, and he can block it. Because when you get anger and annoyed, you can't think properly, because you simply use your anger because you're annoyed. So he probably has that in mind. Said, look, okay, this is who I am. You can do whatever you want, but
because he says that
he
says talking when they make a noise, ranting, what will it solve?
Yeah.
He says come to the table and talk. But again, when you want to go to the table, the red tape, you can't reach it.
That's another way of it's another way of cutting you off in one way or another.
No, the people down, they lock you up, they close, or anything, any attempt. We can't interview him.
Okay.
You know it very well.
Yeah.
Nobody has interviewed him except if he is maybe ZPC.
No, and probably the kind of questions that you're going to put to him have nothing at all to do with this government. You may ask him any question and he will have the answer.
Yeah, of course, the questions should be sent first.
Yeah, exactly.
And they say, this one tick, this one no.
We're looking at Ezra now. The journalist, the broadcaster, the businessman. Where is it all going to? I mean, how do you see your future in the next? Because I'm looking at the ladders that have been climbed over the years, and this is one of those ladders where someone like Bill Gates might say, "I think I need that man in Zimbabwe and I want to deal with him because of the things that you've done."
We ourselves were willing to help the country, especially in the media.
Yeah.
After experiencing being in Omega TV like this, seeing all this beauty, seeing all this, how people are working.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I take this to Zimbabwe and be allowed to do such a thing? And allowed. Do you know that the problem with the governments of Africa, say for Ghana or South Africa, allows for free media? They don't know that it helps in the development.
Of course.
It puts pressure to ministers.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just having one source of news? And that source of news cannot criticize you.
Yeah.
You think I'm the best in the job.
You sit in the background and that's it. Yeah.
But when you know that
relaxed,
Omega TV is going to come and demand accountability, you pull up your socks.
Yeah.
So what we are saying is we have applied for a radio license before twice and being denied.
And they said
just a radio license.
Yeah.
So the Broadcast Authority of Zimbabwe will just ignore you.
Yeah.
Understand? They won't even give you a license. That has been my dream. To own a radio station, a TV station, they won't give you that. Forget that.
Yeah.
So if there was a way, it will help the country. Because now, to President Emerson Mnangagwa, if there is a TV station which now calls all the ministers to account.
Yeah.
Say the budget of 2025, you put 3 million to construct a road, 100 kilometers of this. This is the end of year, you're going to the next financial year.
Yeah.
Nothing is taken up. So can you answer to this, Minister?
Yeah.
But nobody answers. So the budget will come every year. 4 million is being given out, 400 million, 800 million.
No accountability.
No. And then you go there, what has happened? Nothing is happening. So who asks those questions? Nobody.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Nobody asks those questions. Because when there's a budget, before the financial year period comes, they have to report back. And there should be journalists querying. Using what was said in the last.
Exactly. This is what you said.
You said this road from London to Sheffield or to Leicester will be done. But when you go there, there's nothing. You should be able to answer why.
Exactly.
But now, who does that? And you won't be fighting that you want to overthrow a government. But you're trying to say, let these guys be accountable. South Africa does that. There's good newsroom, NCA, all these challenging SAPC. Yeah, so there are many of them. So they ask difficult questions to these guys.
And I've been seeing it in Parliament, in their Parliament.
Yes, and they've actually, because of the TV and all that, which has exposed some of the things happening, they've arrested some ministers in South Africa, corrupt ministers and all that. Because there you are free. When you're free to do your job there, we will. For instance, I'll go in there and go to some of those ministers and unravel quite a lot of things and say, there you are, President, look at what your minister is doing.
So it's a modern cancer, which won't have any, it will be difficult to cure because it's deep-rooted within inside. And unless education comes and people are educated about it, and you know, then maybe it will...
even if you educate them, as long as you don't remove those people who are corrupt, it won't change. Somebody wins a tender, Steve. 800 million tender to do solar power and all that. That person goes in for 9 years and comes back and says, no, that thing now needs about 2 billion. When he got it 5 years ago, it was cheap. Why not arrest that guy to say, now you pay money with interest at today's rate? They should be forced to pay back the money.
And unfortunately, we speak a different language. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done.
So, but once you put those measures and control, you find the country will flourish. Everyone will be scared. That at the end of the year, I'll be asked as a minister or as a department, what happened to the money which we were given? Not to come 4 years later to say these things have gone up. I need another 200 million.
No, it's what is happening in Uganda and in other parts of Africa. In the sense that projects are started, they run for a certain period of time, then they go dry. They go dry, and then after some time they come back again. Then you wonder, why did they go dry? Because the money didn't exist at the time. It disappeared.
Why even name that we're doing this project when you know that if there's no money, say so, there's no money. If there is, once you see a Minister of Finance declaring that I'm giving 400 to construction of this road, definitely, even if you're a Minister of Roads,
you know straight away.
You should go to that Minister of Finance. You didn't give me. You should come out open. No, the Minister of Finance told us that's giving us 400 million. We didn't receive that. Period.
We didn't receive it.
If they received, and even the Minister of Finance should demand, what happened to this road we meant to construct it?
Exactly.
So that person was supposed to resign and pay back the money. You see what I mean?
These are things which we can probably speak on the whole night because of the way we try to cover them and discuss them and the way we bring them forward, and people see them and they say, okay, they have said so. But the practical side of it, and seeing you trying to do that is something which is very impressive. But the question is always going to come at the back of my mind. Do you get any worries at all at the back that something could easily go wrong if you expose something?
Of course. Of course, I've got a young wife, and this one is one always is trying to put it.
I like the way you put it. You've got a wife.
You know, someone who married 12 years ago. So he's still young. So she controls me and says, no, you're not doing that.
You're not doing that.
Since I got to know her, I've tried to calm down a bit because I get so frustrated when I see my country people stealing. And people doing a lot of things, and those things are swept under the carpet. So I wish, and I wish that maybe even the president calls me to say, I heard you saying this, come and tell me. I will tell him. I'll open up and tell him. So my worry is that if you get frustrated. For instance, you see somebody now, somebody has done a huge damage and they decide to let me ignore and leave it. That's how I feel. That this is very bad. This needs to be publicized or said, but just let it go. You see someone dying in the station being stabbed. You say, no, I'm not going to report. Let me just go.
Let me go and fall.
No, you feel the pain.
You're right.
Feel the pain. When you're sleeping there, thinking, but hey, that is wrong. But you know your hands are tied. You can't do anything. So that's how I feel at times.
That's
I love my country so much, and it is the best country in the world. No matter what, you can't they can't come close to Zimbabwe.
No, Uganda is the best country.
We invite all these Omega TV to come to Zimbabwe and see.
You come to Uganda and see.
I've been there. I went for football. I know the country. I love the people. The hospitality is good. But you come to Zimbabwe, you love it. We've got the beauty. You'll see. Sunshine, you love it.
Okay, how do you see Zimbabwe in the next 10 years?
Zimbabwe,
who is more likely to repress Mnangagwa if it goes?
That one I don't know. So that party, my man. So to know exactly is unpredictable. So you won't
ZANU keeps its secret behind its back.
Secret. They will have obvious another data because at the moment we've got no opposition in Zimbabwe. So our opposition is zero. We've got just the noisemakers on social media. they don't have a plan. They don't have a strategy. When we are dealing with that, we have a strategy. Because if you ask them, elections were 2023, what have you been doing up to now?
Over the period,
You find them that they are busy insulting on social media, talking. Will it change anything in your country?
No, of course not. Of course not.
So do something. Put a strategy. Without anyone knowing what they're doing. But these guys, they are known, they're predictable. What they are doing, they're just insulting. Insulting on social media won't bring any change.
No, it doesn't. It's a similar thing within other parts of Africa. It's the same thing. I just want to thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. I really appreciate
and telling us all about.
Wonderful, and say happy anniversary, Omega TV. A great TV for the people, for the Africans. You're broadcasting live from London and Ghana, and the world is watching. News, information, everything. Thank you very much, Steve. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you very much for viewing us, and I hope we'll be together again next week for another edition of Africa Speaks. Thank you, and may God bless you all.